let's talk it in a very simple way. Just on a common ground, we can work on it. If I'm not wrong, because the problem is I haven't shared these notes. My bad. This is what we discussed last week, right? Correct? The same data as is I have taken. Nothing else. The same data as is I have taken. This is the data. All I have here is only adverse event data, right? Because it is not going to be ADSL data yet. So adverse event data, what and all I have here? I have study ID, unique subject ID, AE decode, severity, seriousness, start date, end date, RFSTDDC. Everything from SDTM, correct? I just have prepared it. This is your data. Can I say this is the same data I can also see here? 10th April, 11th April, 13th, 14th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 17, 18, 19. Because whatever is there here, I just want to go with the same data. First of all, because I explained this, so I want to go ahead with the same data. Now this is my data. And this is also, I have not bring from anywhere. Simple. One of our AE data set is there now. From there also I picked it. Just from Nabriva, I picked it. And then only these I have changed as per my requirement. Seriousness does not have any effect here. Just I included it as an additional variable just to confuse. Okay, because it doesn't have any impact there. Now, I have my data ready, right? I will go with the different scenarios now. One of the common scenario, if you remember, what is when my treatment emergent adverse event is going to be yes, when this flag is going to be yes. Basic scenario, guys, tell me.
If adverse event start date is greater than or equal to treatment start date.
If it is going to be greater than or equal to treatment start date, immediately I can say that then my adverse event flag, sorry, treatment emergent adverse event flag is equal to yes. Correct? I want to make sure that I want to work it. So scenario 1. Same, whatever we have discussed in the class, I want to prepare scenario for each of it. Scenario 1 is going to be when adverse event start date is greater than or equal to treatment start date. Am I correct? This is the first scenario. For this scenario, how to write the code? Guide me, guys. You have RFSTDDC, you have AESTDDC. Both of them are there.
The start,
so, sir, we have to first sort. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, if the AE start date is it between the treatment start date and the cutoff period, then it will be considered.
I'm not going all those scenarios first. First scenario is simple. If you remember, Samatha, first we started with when AE greater than this, I have taken directly. Second scenario, I taken AE start date is greater than or equal to your treatment start date. At the same time, severity I took into the consideration. Remember? That is the second. Third case, these two plus cutoff. 3 scenarios. Let's work on all the 3 scenarios, and for all 3 we write a code. Now tell me, scenario 1, I have put it on the screen. Maybe I'll zoom this a little. Now tell me, if this is going to be the data, how I can create my treatment emergent flag. Yeah, Ajay, you are saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have to sort data by use subject ID.
Only one unique subject ID.
Okay, then adverse event started also need to be there for sorting.
Okay. Why you should
okay, let's assume that it is sorted, no problem.
No. So first, even if it is not sorted, how does it matters?
How does it matter?
Okay, let me show you the data first, Ajay. This is my data. It's already sorted. Though it is not sorted, any effect? Because you are comparing this with this. In any order, it will be there. I don't mind. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir, correct. Okay, let's proceed with the code.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Let's take a data test and set whatever the existing data set name is there.
Okay. I'm going ahead with, tell me. Let's say data,
Okay. Data is space
treatment.
test.
Okay, I'm just giving _1, my first scenario.
Okay, colon set base _ AE. Okay. If adverse, if AE term not equal to null. Okay, let's leave all this thing. Let's come to the main coding. If adverse even start dates greater than equal to reference RF SDTC, then treatment emergent flag is equal to Y.
Is that TRTEMFL, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, the first scenario will be covered in this.
Is that right? Anyone want to update this code, or anyone have issues in this code?
So we can also put more condition greater than equal to.
I given a greater than or equal to.
Yes, please. Okay, sir.
So they are in character format. We have
Wonderful.
to change to numeric format and we have to compare.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. That's the reason I started in the beginning. It is going to be a date format. This is a DM data, sorry, SDTM data. The reason why I mentioned SDTM is all of them are in character. Of course, even if you run this particular one, if you run it even without converting also, it has the capability. It has the capability because SAS can do that. SAS can do that. But the thing is, you need to remember always one thing. I need to ensure that since this is going to be part of ADaMs, I need to take start dates and end dates as a different one. That is in the numeric one. Either you can convert them into numeric and keep it as a variable and you can do it. If not, on the go, you can convert it. How you convert on the go? Can I say input of AESTDTC followed by, this is nothing but E8601DA dot, correct? This is the same code. I should use it here also, but only thing is RFSTDTC. Am I correct, guys? The only thing is, if at all I have any issues with the dates or anything also, the moment I convert it, those will also be captured. That is the only thing we will do it. But SAS have the capability. Even though it is going to be in a numeric format, it's a character format, it can still work on it. If I don't use this, some of the default options, right? It throws a warning, but still it will convert. It throws a warning, still it convert. If you're someone writing a code which is free from the warnings also, in that particular case, make sure that you convert that particular one into the numeric and then write it. Okay. All of you are clear? It is very straightforward code. All you need to do is always have the habit of, whenever you are doing the calculation in terms of the dates and everything, just make sure that you convert into the proper format and do it. Right? But SAS have the capability. Again, I'm telling you, SAS have the capability, but follow the, right ethics, coding ethics. That's it. First one is very simple, done. Okay, good. Can we go ahead with the scenario 2? Any questions in the scenario 1? Any questions in the scenario 1?
No, sir.
Very, very simple, right? Okay, let's go with the other one, scenario 2. My scenario 2 is going to be here I'll select multiple things. Number 1. For here, for everything start date is there, for few end date is missing. correct? How do I capture this?
We have to check if A ongoing is yes.
I think the same code, the scenario one as it is will come. That is, if adverse event happen after treatment start date, if an adverse event happen after treatment start date, set to Y. That is common, just like the previous one, right? Else no, that is one. Apart from this, what else I need? Because you remember, Samantha, you're saying something.
Like if the A started and the end date is still ongoing, we can consider that scenarios also, though the A end date is blank. But the first step will take care of.
If AE, I think I'm missing one thing here. If AE happened after the treatment start date and not exist in pre-treatment period, am I correct?
Yes.
That is what we discussed, right?
Yes, sir.
If that is the case, then set to Y. Then set to Y. This is one. Okay. Second, if adverse event exists in pre-treatment period and occur again in the treatment period with below conditions. What is the condition? That is, I have an adverse event which has happened before my treatment period. First thing. Second thing is going to be, guys, just a second, something went wrong. Second thing is going to be, after the adverse event, it is reoccurred during my treatment period as well. But here, when Y will come? What is the condition?
AE severity.
If tell me. If A is severity, or if severity in treatment period is greater than, is worse than maximum severity in pre-treatment period. Is that correct, guys? In pre-treatment period, for the same adverse event, we need to check the severity. You need to take the maximum severity from that. If that maximum severity, whatever the severity that happened in the treatment period should be more than, should be worse than your severity happened in the pre-treatment period. If yes, then why? Is that correct? Is the logic correct? This is what we discussed second scenario in our class.
Yes, sir.
Correct? For an example here, what is the case that we have taken, guys? Where treatment emergent flag equal to yes, this one, right? So what is the skin rash? Skin rash had mild severity during the pre-treatment period, but the same skin rash has moderate severity when it comes to the treatment period. So the severity become worse. That's the reason we have taken emergent flag as yes. Whereas if you look into the skin headache was moderate in the pre-treatment period, but whereas here the headache is going to be mild, emergent flag is no. Again, for the headache severe, now emergent flag equal to yes. Is that right? Correct? Can we work on this? All of you, the scenario is clear, right? Can you write the code for this? Tell me, how do you write the code for this?
First, we had to pull the values which are less than or equal to RFS to DC.
Okay, but before that,
So,
Go ahead. You go ahead first. Sorry.
So and whatever not in values will be considered as Y for the first scenario
Okay.
by taking two data sets and merging.
Sure. Anyways, the second data set is easy because it's already in the line number 31 to 36. That is the data for that. Correct? Can we work on the data set which is there in the both treatment as well as after treatment? How do you get that?
By taking in values for the same which are less than equal to RFS TDCs.
Wonderful. So that is the first thing. Now go ahead. What it is? I'll simply say that first I'll sort the data. Because at a time we can do multiple things. That's the reason I'm sorting it. All I need is proc sort data is equal to base AE. I'll say that out is equal to AE underscore 1 by, for each unique subject ID, I need the data. Of course, I have one here, but in general unique subject ID. Second, for the same AE term, what is the third one? I need to look at the severity, maximum severity, general severity. So if I go ahead with this, I'm going to get all the three there. One. Next. But what is the condition? What is the condition?
So the adverse event start date less than treatment start date.
Wonderful. My adverse event start date is lesser than treatment start date. What is the meaning of this? Can I say that all I'm getting here is going to be the events that are happened before my treatment? Is that right? Is that right? Before my treatment start date, if adverse event happened, all those I am taking, that too with the each subject ID, that we are taking in the ascending order. Let's see the data first. Sort not for SORT. The moment I run this one, here is it. So my treatment start date is equal to 15th. Before 15th, I have 4 adverse events. All the 4 adverse events are going to be here, right? Correct or not? I have headache, nausea, skin rash, and for each one of this, I also have the details. Okay, well and good. What's the next thing?
For first scenario, we had to merge by both subjects, and we have to consider treatment emergent flag 1 data set if A like in equal to A and merging.
But here you are missing one more thing. How do you get the maximum severity? That I haven't get it yet, right?
So for first scenario, we are
See, now I have nausea. Nausea occurred twice for the same subject. Here I'm not applying a proc format. The reason is first mild will come, obviously moderate will come next, severe is going to be the last one. Otherwise, otherwise what I need to do is I need to apply the proc format first. After applying the proc format, I need to convert this into 1, 2, 3s. Then I need to sort it. That requirement is not coming to me. The reason for that is obviously mild, moderate, and severe are in the ascending order only. Correct? Mild is the first one, moderate, then severe. Now the thing is for the nausea, I need to take the base severity as moderate. Then only it is correct. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
How do you get this? That's the question. That's the reason I sorted this data. Otherwise, I don't. The reason for selecting this is for any adverse event, if it exists in the pre-treatment period and if it repeats again, I need to check what is the severity in the treatment period and what is the maximum severity in the pre-treatment period. If I want to get the maximum severity in the pre-treatment period, for that I'm writing the code now. See, these are the events that are happened. Headache, nausea, skin rash. Headache, it is moderate. Skin rash, it is mild. Well and good. But for nausea, I need to select the severity as moderate. How do I get that?
So
Is
if
Apply
okay,
last
I
dot.
got it, sir. If sir
Apply
we
last
have
dot.
sir, if we apply only last dot, then then headache will be lost. So we
why?
can do no, because sir,
Huh.
for if you want to take headache, then we have to take two conditions, sir, because this is a unique value, na. So I think we have to take for if first dot and last dot, or
Why?
if last dot.
If last dot will work for everything, because it has for this first dot is also equal to 1, last dot is also equal to 1. This also first dot equal to 1, last dot equal to 1. For
Okay,
this,
sir.
first dot is equal to 1 for the line number 2. Last dot is equal to 1 for the what I can say record number 3. All I need is wherever last dot equal to 1. So as Anuradha, you mentioned, the moment I say last dot equal to 1, automatically line number 1, line number 3, line number 4 will be picked up. Correct or
Correct,
not?
sir.
Ajay?
We get all the data, sir. We
Yeah.
will exclude only the mild one. So there, since they are already in the ascending order, we have to apply last dot.
Exactly. Ajay, I'll come back to you. See, this is my data. Okay. I have already sorted this on unique subject ID, AED code, and severity. But I'm going to take the first dot and last dot scenario on these two. This combination. So 2002-006 headache. Now I'm writing the first dot and last dot. First dot of AED code, last dot of AED code. Ajay, now you tell me what is the first dot for this? 1. What is the last dot for this record?
1.
What is the first dot for nausea?
1.
Last dot?
0.
Then?
0. 1.
Then?
1. 1.
Where is your data now? If last dot is equal to 1, is this your data?
Got it. Yes, sir.
Excel is our friend always. That's it. How to write it now? I'll say that this is nothing but AE pre-treatment. Now I'll take this. So data AE pre, I just take severity. I'm taking severity calculation. So how I'm taking the severity calculation? By taking all the bivariables as it is. Now I will say that if first dot of, this is also important, first dot of AED code. And if that, sorry, last dot, right? If last dot of AED code, then what I should do? I'll only take those records. If last dot of that, then do two things I'm going to do. Number 1, base severity. That is what I did in the Excel, right? I calculated the base severity. So base severity is equal to, which is nothing but whatever the severity is, AE severity value is there. Na? I am going to take that as it is, correct? And then I also say output. Only for those records, give me the output. And run. Look at this. Hey, what happened? Oh, I haven't. Okay, after changing the name, I haven't run it. Done. This is AE pre-treatment. This is nothing but severity that I'm looking at. Now you can see I have nausea with a severity of moderate, headache with moderate, and skin rash with moderate, skin rash with mild. This is my data, right? But in this, I'm not interested about all those. I'm interested about only two things. What are them? For each subject ID, for each AED code, what is the base severity that is alone sufficient for me? Correct? Remaining all required? No, right? Because I'm comparing this with the treatment one. Correct or not? So for comparison purpose, what and all I required? These two are required for what subject? For what AE adverse event and what is the base severity. Remaining not required for me. So simply I come here and I'll say that keep is equal to unique subject ID, AE decode, the base severity just now we have calculated these three. Because when I merge it, I'll merge with unique subject ID and AE decode. So base severity will come to the other one. Is that understandable why I did this? Everyone? Yes or no? Clear,
Yes, sir.
everyone? Yeah. But where is my base data set now? This is my base AE, na? This is my base AE, right? And this is the one which has severity. Or you can also call this as base severity. So if I join these two, what I'm going to get? Can I say that my table is going to get complete like this? Except treatment emergent flag, all other data will be there, including the base severity. That is what is going to happen. Let's do that. So merge base severity with main AE data set. So this is not sorted, right? Let's sort it. Rock sort data is equal to base AE, out is equal to base AE underscore sort. I don't want to disturb that. That's the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing only based on these two. And run. And this is the data set just now we calculated. I don't want to create any new data set there. Done. So both the data sets are sorted. Once these are sorted, I can merge them. Data AE base underscore 1 or AE base with severity. What I can call it now, this is the main one. Merge. This is N is equal to A. And this is the second one. N is equal to B by these two. Done. What is the next thing? Anything I should take care here? Should I go with the left join, right join? What join I can go?
Left hand
If A-
will also works.
If A. If A. Oh, because if I go with the only left join, I should go. If I go with the right join, only pre-records will come. If I go with the inner join also, only the common records will come. Correct or not? If anything which haven't happened before my, what I can call it as, in the pre-treatment, I will miss them if I don't take the left join. Correct? I should take the left join. Run. Now, this is my data set. Correct? Now look at this. Skin rash, mild. That is from pre-treatment. Nausea, moderate. Headache, moderate. These three haven't happened. These are not part of your base data set at all. So we don't need to worry about that. Am I correct? So far, all of you are with me? Now tell me, in this particular data, how I will get my treatment emergent flag.
If
This
base
is-
severity is greater than AE severity, the
Before
treatment
that.
emergent flag will be Y.
Before that. Before that. What about this? Base severities are missing for them. Then
So we should say base severity not equal to null or not missing.
base severity not missing. Then for them, how you populate? That's the question.
Then we have to consider AE severity. as it
No,
is.
no, 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 no,
Treatment
no, no.
emergent flag.
Okay.
We have to
Okay.
consider
Yeah.
a start date greater than or equal to RFST.
See, if the base severity is not there, the meaning is these haven't happened in your pre-treatment, correct? So only one condition that I need to check here is going to be for these events, my AE start date is greater than or equal to treatment start date or not. If yes, what I can do? Or what I can call it as, just a second. Just give me a second. We will do one thing. Okay, let's take this particular one. Wherever base severity is missing, I'm taking only them. These are them. Base severity missing means these are not happened in the pre-treatment period. For all of this, by default, your AE start date is greater than or equal to RFSTDTC. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can I say that though those are yes, still I'll do only one calculation. If AE start date is greater than or equal to RFSTDTC with base severity is equal to null, can I say for them the treatment emergent flag is equal to straight away yes? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Right. For all this, it is by default yes. Okay. Can I say this is my first condition? What's the next condition? Again, I'm going to take the ones where it is exists. Still, I check the condition. What is the condition I'm going to check? My AE STDTC is greater than RF STDTC or not? If yes, then what is the severity? If the base severity, the AE severity is greater than your base severity, then only my treatment emergent flag equal to yes. Correct? Now look at this. AE start date for this, for this, for this. Can I say for these three, AE start date is lesser than your RF STDTC? Am I correct? For this, I don't bother about your grade at all. Why? These are pre-treatment ones. For the pre-treatment ones, can I directly say that my treatment emergent value is equal to null? Sorry, n, even for this. Is that correct or not, guys? Still, I'm sticking to the base rule. What I'm trying to say to all is these four happened before your treatment start date. Is that correct? Irrespective of whatever the severity it is, since these happened before my treatment start date, by default, these are going to be n. First scenario. These are first scenario, right? Someone there?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Is that correct or not? My logic is correct or not? Right? Okay. Maybe I can say like this. First thing. Let's write the code directly. The thing that I want to write here is wherever, maybe I'll say here itself, can we write it? Why can't we write here itself? We can save some time. So after joining, this is my output. So now what I'm trying to say here is if AE-STDTC is lesser than RF-STDTC. If this is the case, can I say straightforward, my treatment emergent flag equal to no? Is that correct? All these are happened before my treatment start date. These are not related to your treatment at all. See this? I just sort it now. Look at this, guys. For all these, the treatment is 15th. These are happened before 15. I don't need to consider them for treatment emergence at all. My severity will not come to the picture. Is that correct? This is case number 1. Scenario 1 that we have already seen. Na? For that, in that particular one, for these 4 records, already it is no. Here also it is no. No changes. Yes or no? Team, confusing?
Sir, I believe the logic is wrong, I believe so.
1 second.
Because we have to consider the A's base severity as well as, sir. No, sir, because we are considering the even pre-treatment aspect, right? Based on the severity, then we will, if the severity is increased after the treatment, then the treatment emergent flag will become yes in the 14th line. 14th line, it should be yes.
Okay. My question is,
Those values are the same of that one itself. They are not other values. Because we already taken the base severity are prior to RFSTD severity. Like the skin rash base value is itself the same value.
for all this, even if you go with your logic, Anuradha, what Samatha is explaining is, for this, the severity remains same. It won't increase because these are base. See, both of them are same. But that is not the way we can see this.
Line 14, sir, like base severity is moderate and AE severity is mild.
Correct. Correct. This is the base severity. But the thing that you need to understand here is, remember, what is treatment emergent adverse event is? Is the adverse event happened because of the treatment or not? That is the first line, right? That is, let us say my treatment is on 15th June. This is my treatment. Irrespective of the severity, anything happened before, can I say those are not treatment emergents? First thing. Anuradha.
Yes, sir. Like there are 2 scenarios. One, the adverse events.
Let's go one by one.
Let's go one
by one. Anything happened before this particular one, can I say that is treatment, that is not considered as a treatment emergent? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, there is a skin rash. Another skin rash. 2 times it happened before the treatment. One is on 10th June. Another is on 12th June. Here it is mild. Here it is moderate. Okay. So far with me? Now, if any adverse event happened after my treatment, suppose the first thing happened is headache. Severe. It happened on 17th June. What is the treatment emergent flag for this?
It is Y, sir, irrespective of headache, like irrespective of severity, any adverse events after the treatment, it is Y.
Okay. Now, there is a skin rash. Severe. It happened on 20th June. Now?
So here also like treatment emergent flag will be Y.
Why you have taken this as a Y?
Because the intensity has been increased from the pre-treatment or it has been worsened. That's what the treatment emergent flag definition means.
For this, now, can you put Y for these two?
No.
That is what you are asking here. That is happened on 10th. 10th is this.
Oh, got it, sir. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah.
Clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. You itself answered it. So I don't need to bother about this anymore. Good. Any other questions on this?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Okay.
clarifying.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. See, we all laymen. Excel is our friend. Anything I don't know, I cannot visualize in the air. I put it in Excel. That's it. Over. Okay. Now come to the coding part. Now I am talking about these. Anything happened before my treatment start date, irrespective of whatever the severity it is going to be, I'm least bothered about that. I simply put no for them. Done. If not, that is, these happened after my, either on the same day of the treatment or after my treatment. That is what else is talking about. Anything lesser than, that is nothing but greater than or equal to. Here, else do, I want to do multiple things here. What are them? If that is the case, what and all I should do here, guys? Tell me. That is, anything happened after my treatment emergent flag. Sorry, after my, on or after RFSTDTC. That is what I'm trying to do. Where is this? This one I can use it. I'm looking at these now, the highlighted ones. Here, what I need to check. Here, two scenarios again. Base severity is missing. What is the meaning of that?
Those are not at all occurred in the prior to treatment.
So can I say that that is the case of this one now? It is not occurred in the pre-treatment. Sorry, it is not occurred in the pre-treatment at all. Headache is not occurred in the pre-treatment. I'm not bothered about what is the severity, it is anything. All I'm trying to check is it's happened after the treatment or not. Yes, it is not part of your previous. That is nothing but for this, the base severity is missing. Is that correct or not?
Yes, sir.
If the base severity is missing for anything after the treatment period, what is the thing? Treatment emergent flag equal to?
Why?
Done. Write that. What is the condition here? Now I have to write the first condition. If the base severity, the one that you have calculated just now, if that base severity is equal to missing, then irrespective of anything, the treatment emergent flag is equal to Y. Right? Now run this one. Now what happened? Check this clearly. Now I'll just sort this particular one for our understanding purpose. What I'll do is I'll sort this particular one on AESTDTC. Now check. These four are N because these are pre-treatment. These occurred in the pre-treatment. So emergent flag equal to no. These four happened, these four equal to Y. The reason is these are after your treatment start date. And having said that, all these are new. The moment anything adverse event started after your treatment start date, and if the same adverse event is not part of your pre-treatment, emergent flag equal to yes, done. Correct? Now I need to bother about only this. Correct? For this, what I need to do? Okay, first of all, is this clear up to this? Why these four are N and why these four are yes? Anyone?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm just applying a condition here. Treatment flag is equal to missing. That is the ones which it is missing. This is my data. Now, these are the ones. Now I'll take this one scenario. Skin rash. Again, I'll take one more. It happened on 21st, but it is mild. It happened on 22nd, but it is moderate. Now tell me, for this you said yes. What about this? For all this, the base severity is equal to moderate. Why? The maximum severity here is moderate. Correct? For this, it is null. Is that correct, guys? The base severities I'm talking about. Now, for all the skin rash, the maximum severity from the pre-treatment period is equal to moderate. Now, if my current severity is greater than the base severity, yes. In all other cases, am I correct? Team, is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So how to write this? You already here. Base severity is not missing. Else. What is the next condition? Else if, because I had to check the condition again. What is that? The AE severity 1 is greater than the base severity. Then only treatment emergent flag equal to yes. Right? Run this. Now validate your data. Query builder. Again, just to be on a safer side, I'll just do this on, I just do it on start date. Now I take all this. I just put it here. Now if I go to this, the first 4 are pre-treatment. These are pre-treatment. You can see 15th, this is going to be 10, 11, 13, 14. Directly, no. Wonderful, clear. The last 4 are new and happened after your treatment. I'm clear. Now I only need to bother about the ones about this. In this, I got Y for 3 of them. Check this. Skin rash in the, what I can call it as pre-treatment period, it is mild. In the current also, it is mild. Both of them are same. It is equal to no, right? Again, mild and mild, no. But current severity is equal to moderate. In the pre-treatment, it is equal to mild. What happened for this? Treatment emergent flag equal to Y. Is that correct? My current severity should be greater than the maximum severity that happened in the base. Is that what the condition is? Everyone? Yes or no? So now I can see that the skin rash here is moderate. It is going to be mild here. I got here Y. These two severe, this is moderate, Y. But this one, it is not meeting the criteria. First of all, look at the data and tell me, is that the right data or not? Or I'll also do one thing. Look at this, guys. This one, these 4 anyways, pre-treatment, no. This one, skin rash. On 19th, it is moderate. Prior to treatment, it is mild. So it become worse. Yes. Headache. On 20th, he got headache twice. Pre-treatment, his headache severity was moderate. It become worse. Why? These 4 are completely new, not occurred in the pre-treatment at all. So why? Last one. Skin rash, which has happened on 17th, is mild, but he had severity in the pre-treatment also mild. It is not worse. It is same. Emergent flag should be no. Correct? It is mild. It is also mild. Same severity, no. For headache, on 19th, it is mild, but in the pre-treatment, it was moderate. It reduced actually. Severity become reduced. Still, it is no. So how to get this no now? in the coding in the code, how I get it, at the end, I'll come out of this wherever my treatment flag equal to missing, then treatment flag equal to no. Done. Clear? Questions? Everyone, is this understandable or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? We're just breaking one part after the other so that we can easily understand this. Can I go with the third case? So 20 more minutes are there. Can we quickly write it? Is that okay? Or I put a case here, you'll write it. Which one? I'm okay to do anything. Can we do it?
Yes, sir.
I need some answer. Yes, sir. No.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Please feel free to continue.
Okay. Okay. Now, any adverse event happened after the treatment start date. Then after treatment started, it happened. But adverse event when it is closing. Check this scenario again. Our same scenario. If I go with the third case, this one, you can see this. My cutoff period is equal to 14 days. My washout period is 14 days. So what we have done here, my adverse event end date is 2nd May. My adverse event end date is going to be 2nd May. Then my treatment start date is going to be 15th April. How we have taken this?
The start date should be in between the cutoff period and the RF-SDTC. A start date should be between the RF-SDTC and cutoff period.
There are multiple ways I can go. One of the thing here is going to be, I also need to consider the treatment end date here. Okay, but I'm considering that my treatment start date and treatment end date same here for an example. Okay, I'm saying that my treatment start date, my treatment end date is going to be the same. Guys, are you able to hear? My internet is unstable. Okay, CVRT 3. Okay, scenario 3. Adverse event happened after the treatment start date. And what and all the scenarios I should take it? Just give me a second, guys. Start date and does not exist in the pre-treatment period. Then it is why. Start date and less than or equal to treatment end date plus washout period. This is the case I have to take. So what I'm trying to do here is my adverse event started. And whatever adverse event should be after my treatment start date, but before 14 days of before treatment end date plus washout period, and not exist in treatment period. 3 things I'm telling. Number 1, I need one more date here. Just a second. Treatment start date. I'm going to take one more RF ENDTC. My RF ENDTC is going to be by default. Okay, I'll do one thing. Just a second, guys. I'll prepare a data set now. here itself RFENDTC is equal to int ck of, not int ck, int nx of, I want to add, by default for everything I'm adding 10 days. Comma RFSTDTC, but this RFSTDT should be input of this E8601D8 dot, comma 10 days I will add. Okay. And whatever I get it, then again I convert that particular one to put E8601 D8 dot. Now, okay, let it be. Treatment start date and treatment end dates are going to be fixed. Okay, now everything, my treatments, okay, I'll just put weeks. Let's say my treatment continued for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, we can put week. I'll say 4 weeks. Now I got the right data. Okay, so my treatment started on April 15. For everything, the treatment ended on 7th of May. Okay, now from this 14 days, I have to put. How I can put is I will change this. I need to make sure these two will be out of the range. So for this, from there 14 days, that is 5/7, I'll put 5/30 and 6/1. This is adverse event end date. Adverse event end date, should I take it? Should I take adverse event end date? Or what I have to take it for this? So adverse event should be start date only. The start date is between 4:30. Treatment event plus 14 days, 5/7. Okay. 4:30, you can put it as 5:30, 11, 6. Wonderful. Yep. Now, these two are out of range. Yeah. Okay, guys, data is ready. Just a second. Let me go ahead with the data now. So the question is, any adverse event happened after the treatment start date, and it should be less than or equal to treatment end days plus washout period. What do you mean by that? Let's say my treatment completed by today, and washout period is going to be, let's say, 14 days from now. What is 14 days from now? Let us say 4th, 18th. That is by 18th of this June, 18th of the July, I can say that the complete drug went away from my body. That is what washout period is, right? Correct? Now, if any adverse event happened after that, let's say by end of this month, adverse event happened. Is that because of the treatment? Team?
So what is the question?
Just a second, guys. Okay. The question is, now take this particular example. adverse event here happened on June 11th. But when my treatment started, 15th. When my treatment ended, 7th of May. Washout period is going to be 14 days. That is, after my treatment completed, washout period is going to be there for 14 days. That is from 5, 7, 14 days. If I take, it is going to be 521, correct? 21st of May, there is no study drug in my body. Yes or no? Treatment ended by 5/7. Washout period is going to be 14 days. I calculate washout period. That is, my treatment end days plus washout period is going to be 521. After May 21, is there any study drug in my body? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, 22nd adverse event happened. Is that because of the treatment?
No.
So for that, treatment emergent flag is equal to?
N.
Yes, that is the scenario I want to build. Now, 3 things I'm going to consider. 1, treat when the adverse event happened. Is it happened after the treatment start date or not? Okay, done. After the treatment start date, I cannot say that, after the follow-up, something happened. I cannot bother about that. Or after my treatment, after my washout period, if some adverse event happened, I'm not responsible for that. So how do I know that? I need to calculate my washout period. Washout period is the time where from the body completely the study drug will be exerted. Correct or not? So any end treatment plus washout period is going to be the date that I need to calculate. Is that right, guys? If you consider the previous case and this case, only one change will come. If any adverse event happened after the treatment, but it haven't happened in the pre-treatment, I need to consider end date into the consideration, nothing else. So I'm just copying this as it is. Now again, if adverse event exists in the pre-treatment period and occurs again in the treatment period with the below conditions. 1 is this, no doubt about it. Second, adverse event start date must be. Here also date I need to consider. After the treatment start date and less than or equal to treatment end date plus washout period. That's it. Is that understandable? The logic is understandable. What is the scenario? Previous case, this case remains same. Only one difference. I'm also bringing when my drug is completely going out of my body. If the drug goes completely out of my body, after that, if any adverse event happens, how come it is related to the treatment drug? That is what the question is. Make sense or not, guys? Theoretically. Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, sir, got it. Means you are saying that suppose if adverse event has started after treatment ended plus 14 days, it is not related to our study, which is correct, sir.
Yes, see this. First, here we go. Then we can write a code is direct for this because previous code is there as is. We can use it with one condition change, only one condition change. This is my data, guys. Now tell me what I'm trying to say here is in this data, I'm sorting this. Anyways, it is sorted. Can I say my TRTEMFL, treatment emergent flag, for the first 4 is obviously N, correct? Why?
Pre-treatment.
Pre-treatment. All these are pre-treatment. That is, if I go to the previous diagram, these, I'm talking about this. These are already gone. Let's take this. Correct? Anything happened before my 15th, irrespective of whatever the study, whatever the severity it is, blah, 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 blah. I'm least bothered about it because right away I can put N for them. Correct or not? I put N here. Done. What is the next thing? What is the next thing? If anything, now I'll put here base severity. Same previous one. The base severity for nausea is going to be moderate. Correct? Highest. Skin rash, it is going to be mild. And then headache, it is going to be moderate. Correct? So wherever skin rash is there, I can directly put for all the skin rash, it is going to be mild. Wherever it is going to be headache, it is going to be moderate. Right? For the remaining one, it is not exist. Correct? Just like previous case, no changes yet. Now, what we are trying to do, if any disease, if it is already exists in the pre-treatment, headache. If it is exists in the pre-treatment, it also present in the treatment period. What I need to do, previous case, what you did, if the severity is high compared to the base severity, you put yes, correct? First one, if you see, by default, anyways, base severity is going to be no, because it is mild, it is going to be moderate, obviously it is going to be N. Remaining two, by default, you put yes, correct? Because it is severe here, it is moderate here. This is what your previous scenario, guys. Yes or no? Now I need to add one more condition for this. The condition that I want to add is, this one is 20th. My adverse event is on 20th. When my treatment ended, 7/5. But I also said one thing, what is that? Treatment end plus 14 days is going to be the washout period. Now what I need to check, is my adverse event happened after this treatment end date or not? If it happened after the treatment end date, what I should do? Now here condition is, this is what your adverse event start date. Is my adverse event start date is after my treatment end date plus washout period? False or true? False. What is the meaning? It haven't happened after my treatment end date. No, it happened before only. So I still go ahead with this particular one. Is the logic understandable? Difficult? This is adverse AE start date. This is treatment end date. This is washout period duration plus treatment. From treatment end date, what is going to be the washout period? By considering washout period. Now, these two are my interest. Now, if any adverse event happened after my treatment end date plus washout period, will I consider that as a treatment emergent or not? What is your answer? Sleeping?
No, sir. If the adverse event happened after the treatment, after the washout period, then it is no.
That is what I'm saying here. Still, it is a false. Correct? But here what happened? This adverse event happened before that only, na? This adverse event happened before. See how I can say yes? Now my adverse event is happened before my treatment end date plus washout period or not? Yes. So I still go ahead with that. Second one, 20th only. This also happened on 20th. So the same thing hold good for this? Yes or no? Let's take
Yes,
one
sir.
more. Let's take one more. Let's take nausea. Sorry, skin rash. What happened to the skin rash? This is mild, this is mild, this is also mild, this is also mild. By default, it is N only. I don't need to bother. This is moderate, this is mild. So first we go with yes. First we go with yes, correct? Because the current severity is more than the base severity. But when this has happened, 19/4. Is the 19/4 is before the treatment end date or not? Adverse event is happened, adverse event started before my treatment end date plus washout duration only. Still my treatment emergent flag is equal to
Y.
Good. Go to the next. These are new, right? Basically, wherever my base severity is missing, I'm taking them. Come back to this. For these four, by default, do I need to consider any base severity? No. What we generally did, for these four, by default, we can give Y. That is what we did in the previous code, correct? Because these are newly happened. It doesn't have any existence in the pre-treatment period. Yes or no? Treatment. Now what I need to do,
Yes.
take each start date. When this each start date started, this treatment adverse event started again before the treatment duration only. Still, this is yes. Second one also yes. How about the third one? What happened? This happened on May 30th. My treatment ended on May 7th. Washout period ended on May 21st. After 9 days of washout period, adverse event happened. Can I consider this as a treatment emergent flag?
No, sir.
That is what we are bringing now. How about the next?
That is also no.
That's it, done. Can we write the code now? Questions. First, I'll answer your questions. Any questions? Can I go ahead again? Can I write the code? And coding part
Yes,
is again another beautiful thing here is I really don't need to worry much about this. I copy the previous code as it is. Tell me where should I consider? Only
So we
one
can
condition I need to do.
directly take the data set also and just compare the dates.
It's okay. We can go with the start, but only one condition I need to change. Only one condition I need to add. Can someone tell me what is that condition is?
So if adverse event start date is greater than treatment ended plus 14, then it has to be no.
Okay, first one as it is no only. I don't need to bother this. Correct. Second one, I just need to consider only one thing. What is that? Can I go in reverse now? See this? If adverse event start date is lesser than treatment end date plus washout period, then only I have to take everything. See, else if I'm adding here, else if my adverse event start date is lesser than my adverse event start date is lesser than RFENDTC plus how many days my washout period is? How many days my washout period is? 14 days.
14 days.
I cannot put directly like this. What I can do now? Can I say this? See this? Int x of this already converted this into date. 14 days I'm adding. I'm just going with the days. So what happened now? I'm checking if my adverse event started or if adverse event start date is before 14 days of my treatment end date. Before treatment end date. Right? Sorry. I'm sorry.
It has to be greater than no. Thing is correct, but
no. That I have to put it here. Just a second. No need to change the first one. The moment my adverse event start date is lesser than my treatment previous case as it is. This is the one. It is no directly. What I'm trying to say is these four guys. My adverse event start date is less than my RFSTDTC. These two. Directly it is going to be N. Correct? That is what this line is talking about. No changes in that. Second is, if my adverse, if that is not the case, I need to check my end date now. If my treatment start date is lesser than my total my RF ENDTC, my treatment end days plus 14 days are not, I'm checking. That is, I'm checking this condition first, not even grading. I'm checking this condition. I'm checking this condition. So what is going to happen now? These two are directly flagged as N only, right? I'm checking that. If that is the case, what I'm trying to do is only if it is going to be my treatment end date, my treatment end days plus 14 days, if I consider my start date, if I consider my start date should be lesser than treatment end date plus 14 days. If that is the case, go inside. Then these two are eliminated. Correct? These and all there. Correct or not? Now I'm checking. If my treatment emergent flag, sorry, if my base severity is equal to missing, what I should do now? Yes. Same previous case. If my severity is greater than my base severity, yes. I'm not changing any code previously. I'm adding only one condition over there. That's it. Just one condition. Run this and see. Oh, what happened? Then is missing. Else, if, then do. Base AE sort. What is our final data set? Base with severity. Yeah. Look at this, guys. Copy with headers. If anything goes wrong, then we need to worry. I don't think so. Something is wrong here. AE SDTC. Now, this is my table. Look at this, guys, and tell me, is this correct or not? Let's go ahead with first case. For these four, treatment emergent flag is equal to no. Why? These four are belongs to the category of pre-treatment. Yes. Then this one for these three. If you take these three, my severity is either equal to the base severity or lesser than the base severity. Still treatment emergent flag equal to no. Right? Next, this is moderate, this is mild. So my severity is greater than this. Again, this is 19.4. My treatment end date is going to be May 7th. It is way inside. I don't need to worry. Correct? Take the second one. Severe. Both of them are April, but my treatment end date is going to be May. I'm okay with that. This one is new completely. No severity. It is new. This one is completely new. But the thing is, you can see this. My adverse event started on April. My treatment end date is going to be 5th May, 7th May. Still, I'm okay for these two. Still, I'm good. Take the last one. These two. These are new. Both of them are new. I don't need to bother about the severity, but this happened on 30th May, but my treatment end date is on 7th May. From there, washout period is going to be 14 days. That is 21st. By 21st, my drug completely went away from my body. But this one happened on 30th. Is it a treatment emergent? No. Second one is also same. That is the reason these two will be considered as treatment emergent as no. Is that understandable, guys? I just use the code smartly. Previous code as it is, I have taken all the conditions same, only one date I need to use. If you know how to use your, what I can call it as conditions, with one change in condition, you are able to do it. Is this clear, guys? All the three conditions, three scenarios. Is that understandable?
Yes, sir.
So, those all scenarios is
Mm.
covered in the last one itself. The whatever it is there in the standard is on the last one, right?
Yes.
So for the first and second, we will not be considering.
Not at all. This is the correct one. See, okay, this is for what I can call it as crossover study. If it is not a crossover study, it will be applicable. It will be applicable. If it is not a crossover study, there also you can take the consider as a date. Still you can consider it as a date. See, the thing is, while explaining this to you, I use these three scenarios one after the other. So coding also, I want to put it in the same line. That's the reason I have explained this. But ideal case scenario is this third one. Actually, I can still make it as a complex. Still, I can, being a statistician, we can fine tune this also. We can still fine tune this, but okay, these are more than sufficient. Don't go too much also. That will again, you'll get confused. Don't go too much. Up to this is fine. Right? We consider all the three scenarios. We can explain all the three scenarios as well. This is the base scenario. Suppose if I consider grading into the consideration, severity into the consideration, this is the one. Severity plus washout period I take into the consideration, this is the one. More than sufficient. Is that clear? Questions? Okay.